Okay, greetings, ladies. This is Kathy Washira. Welcome to Lady in Waiting. And I'm back again with another question. And from the topic, you can see I'm speaking about you must walk in agreement right from the beginning. And this has come from a question from one of us who, again, I'm going to give the name Jane. That is not her real name. Okay. Otherwise, welcome all our new subscribers and our new viewers. Karibu sana. I pray that this channel shall be a blessing to you. Okay, this is what the Bible says. Amos chapter 3 verse 3, it is wisdom. It says, do two people, or can two people work together unless they have agreed to do so? Can two people work together unless they have agreed to do so? And this question from Jane, not her real name, is because she's saying that her fiancé, the person that she's supposed to get married to, or she wants to get married to, or they're getting married to, has said that when they get married, they will move to another town in Kenya, or he wants them to live in another town in Kenya. I don't want to mention they live in the capital city of Kenya, but the person has said that he wants them to go and live in another town in Kenya, and she's totally against it. She does not want, but she loves the person. Marriage, again, is a very long journey that you cannot start it. You cannot start it by going different directions. And I understand marriage involves a lot of compromise, okay? There's a give and take. Sometimes there are things when you get married to someone, you'll give and you'll take. There are things, not everything will be favor one person. Sometimes we might disagree on the number of children, we might disagree on which church to go to, where to live, and all those kind of things, okay? But somewhere where you are going to live is a major issue, because that is right from the beginning. And you cannot enter marriage with someone whom already you are not even agreeing where you are going to begin. That is such a big issue, And before I even answer this very quickly, first of all, I would want to speak to Jane. I would have loved to know more of the reasons why you don't want to move to that town, And I think, first of all, before anything, you need to talk to this person, to him, and explain to him very well. Because if there are valid reasons, I don't see why they should be a challenge. But from what I read, I have a feeling that the man is adamant, and it is like we go or we leave. The thing, if it is not going, the thing is ending. For me, I would not want to start a relationship with someone I'm not agreeing with, because the problem is, once you've entered marriage, to correct some of these things is very difficult, and it is not good when two people get married and one is living here and the other one is living there. Those things don't work, because you will go there and you're unhappy, or then in the end maybe you have to come back to this town, and all those kind of logistics are not good for people who are just beginning their marriage. They can work for people who've been married for long, because of they have a foundation, but for people who are beginning, you cannot start on not even agreeing where you're going to live. If you had been married for 10, 15 years, I would say, okay, you can negotiate here and there, because you have some kind of foundation, But people who are just beginning, you can't start like that. Okay, so first of all, this I'm speaking to everyone except apart from Jane. When you're getting married, number one, you must agree on things to do with religion. Most of the time when you meet people, you might come from different religions, okay? You have to agree, because children are going to come here. These children are not going to become a victim of your decision. You must agree before, not after. Before, when we bring up our children, which religion are they going to follow? So you at least, okay, following, they might change their mind later. But as they are growing, where are we going to grow them up? Are you getting? You must agree on those things. Don't get married and then you start family wars. Oh, you go to my church, you go to my... No, it is unfair for the children, If you go to your same religion, you go to different churches. Before you get married, agree which church are we going to go to. They must have agreements. I feel so bad when I see couples, marriages breaking down just because they are not agreeing about a church. Which church? Go my church. Go. It's, please let us learn to discuss the hard issues before we say I do. What type of family are we going to have? You know, agree on where are we going to live. You must agree on those things. Resources, so many things. That is why you have that time when you're courting, when you're dating. It is a time to it's not just a time to run around eating ice cream and jumping and what. It is the time to face those hard questions. And I'm happy with Jane here today, because at least Jane is courageous enough to want to deal with this hard question of living. Deal with the hard questions. I've seen couples, and not one, even one of my relatives, break up a marriage that has been there for quite a number of years because of church. Because the wife wants to go to this church, the man wants to go to this church, the children are split, some want to go with, and they don't agree, and then this one goes to this church, and then the other one goes to this church, and then now this church tells the husband, because your wife is not of this church, now marry from this. Please, let us agree. There is nothing, and listen, there is nothing when you love someone, and you want the best for you, it is easy to compromise. There's always give and take. Some things he will win, some things you will win. Always. But face those hard things. Please don't get into marriage disagreeing on the major issues. And I'm going to advise Jane, please don't go ahead with this marriage unless you've agreed on this issue, because this is a major issue. The worst thing that you can do, Jane, is for you to get married, and then the next week or the next month, because I don't know how soon this person wants to move to that town, when he says we are moved to that town, then you say, me, I'm not going. And that is how the thing will just go down. You've wasted everybody's time, yours most. Face it. And I think sometimes you always think there's always only one person for you. No, there's not only one person for you, because when it comes to issue of wife and husband, that is where God has given people liberty to choose for themselves. That means it is not only one person, but there's always that one person who you feel you agree with very much. So don't feel like, if I don't get this person. And that is why sometimes we make mistakes, because we think, this is the only person. If I don't go with this person, that I will never. No. Please agree, reason together. You can even have you have to agree. The Bible says two cannot walk together unless they are in agreement. And this agreement is going to affect very many things. It's going to affect very many things, because even the Bible says, in 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7, husbands, this is now when you're married, husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect as the weaker partner, and heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayer. Are you seeing why sometimes when we enter marriage and we are not in agreement, why even our prayers don't work? They don't work because we are not working in agreement. The wife is angry with the man because the man is saying this and she's not happy with it, and the man is adamant, and now they're trying to pray and nothing, and that's why the thing becomes messy. Marriage, when you get married, the Bible says in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 3:1, the two of you have become one. So you cannot be two. You cannot make two decisions. The decision must be one. The decision must be in agreement. That is why you cannot start, you're already dating and you're disagreeing. It can't work like that. It is during dating that you practice how to agree, because there are a lot of decisions you're going to make inside marriage. So if you have not even learned how to do it during dating, don't even try to enter marriage, because marriage is a different ballgame altogether. So if during your dating you have not learned how to agree, then please don't enter into marriage. There'll be so many things where you need to agree, and you have to agree for the sake of your prayers, for the sake of your prayers, so that nothing hinders your prayer, because one person is angry, one person is not talking to the other one. If every marriage people would work in agreement, does not mean that everything feels good. There are some decisions your husband can make. you might not feel good, but you have to agree. And there's some decisions or some things a wife can decide. The husband might not feel good, but he has to agree. For what? For the sake of that marriage. So even your boyfriend or fiancé right now, Jane, both of you can sit down. I don't know who is going to agree and who is not, who is going to give in or who is going to take. But the person who is going to give in might feel bad, but for the sake of that marriage, because God can use this to teach you people on how to agree. Because marriage is a bed where it is agreeing, disagree, but you must agree. Even when you disagree, sometimes you just agree for the sake of the marriage. So practice now. Practice now, But if you cannot agree, please don't go ahead. Don't go ahead. When you walk in disagreement, the whole marriage will just become a mess. That is why a lot of marriages are messy. They are not messy because someone is unfaithful. They're just messy because people are not working in agreement. So please, to anyone who is hearing my voice, don't enter marriage with knowing very well you are not agreeing with the person you're going to marry in the major issues. Major issues are religion. Major issues are where you're going to live. Major issues are whether you're going to have children or not. I've seen even people getting married and the other person has not told the other person they're not interested in children. And then this other person is expecting children. Those kind of things. So you must agree. Yes, children come from God, but do we want children? So you are entering marriage knowing that both of you want children, or both of you don't want children. You are entering marriage agreeing on your religion. Which religion are we going to bring up this family? Which church are we going to bring up this family? Those are major issues. Where are we going to live? Are we going to live in this town or are we going to live in that town? And that is despite some things that can happen later. Maybe someone gets a transfer. Because if you can deal with this thing, then when it comes to the point where maybe someone is being transferred or there has to be a relocation for one reason or another, it becomes easier. Why? Because you've already trained yourself on how to agree or to disagree, then agree again. But you cannot enter marriage already with there's a word I'm looking for, with that attitude where you are hard. If it is not my way, then it is the highway. No, it doesn't work like that. So you must be someone who is flexible, and that is both of you, both Jane and the boyfriend. They must be flexible to agree, because this is just one issue. There are going to be very many other issues, including what type of food you're going to be cooking. Those are some of the reasons why we disagree. Food issues, many things. So please, Jane, go sit down with him, explain to him why, and if you find that he's not agreeing, and you have refused to agree with him, then it's better you end it, because you cannot enter marriage like that. It will be a mess right from the beginning, because you'll get married, the next week you will go to that town, you'll remain in the capital city of Kenya, and that will be the end of that marriage. And I don't think that is what you want, So go back. I'm sending you back to go and sit down again and agree, because of course I would not want you to break up because of just where people are going to live. But it is better now than to do it when you're ready, because when you do it when you're married, then that involves divorce and all, and that is another messy. You don't want to go there. Otherwise, may the Lord bless you and may the Lord keep you.